Every self-help guru, every doctor, and every wellness article insists on the same sacred number: 8 hours of sleep. We spend a third of our lives chasing this elusive goal, often failing, waking up groggy and depleted. Yet, hidden deep within the monasteries of Asia, there exists a tradition that fundamentally rejects this modern prescription. For centuries, monks have maintained demanding schedules, achieving peak cognitive function, profound spiritual insight, and unwavering physical stamina, all while adhering to a rigorous sleep cycle that rarely exceeds 4 hours per night. This isn't just about surviving on less sleep. This is about mastering the very nature of rest and consciousness. They haven't just adapted to low sleep. They have optimized the depth and quality of their rest to a degree modern science is only beginning to understand. If you've ever struggled to balance productivity and rest, hit the like button right now. And subscribe to ScriptFlow AI so you don't miss our deep dives into the secrets of the past that transform the present. The popular image of a monk is one of serenity, quiet contemplation, and early rising. But few appreciate the brutal reality of the monastic schedule. For communities following the strict guidelines of the Vinaya, the ancient code of conduct for Buddhist monks, the day begins before the sun rises, often around 3:30 or 4 a.m. Their nights are punctuated by long hours of meditation, study, and chanting. If you subtract the periods of structured activity, there is only a narrow window left for horizontal sleep, usually between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. How is it possible to thrive, let alone achieve enlightenment, under such extreme conditions? The answer lies not in a biological anomaly, but in a highly refined science of consciousness that treats rest as an active, rather than passive, pursuit. To understand the monk's 4-hour sleep cycle, we must first confront the cultural myth of the 8-hour necessity. Historically, human sleep was not consolidated into one massive block. Before the Industrial Revolution and artificial lighting, biphasic sleep, 2 shorter periods separated by an hour or 2 of wakeful activity, was common. The 8-hour mandate is largely a modern construct, a convenience of the standardized industrial workday, not a biological imperative. The monk's schedule, ironically, connects them more closely to ancient human sleep patterns, but takes the optimization of those patterns to an extreme. The foundation of the monk's success lies in their daily routine, which is less about relaxation and more about structured energy management. The monastic life is built upon intense discipline, and this discipline is the engine that drives efficient rest. They adhere to the middle way in all things, avoiding extremes. This means avoiding excessive eating, which leads to sluggishness, and avoiding overexertion, which leads to burnout. Their diet is simple, primarily vegetarian, and consumed early in the day, ensuring the body is not burdened with heavy digestion during the crucial evening hours. The first critical element of their sleep mastery is the profound quality of their daily meditation, or zazen. Modern science has begun to explore the state of non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR, a concept popularized by neuroscientists but practiced by monks for millennia. Zazen, especially when performed correctly for hours each day, induces brainwave states, specifically alpha and theta waves, that mimic the most restorative aspects of deep sleep, slow wave sleep, or SWS. When a monk spends 3 or 4 hours in deep focused meditation, they are essentially extracting the core restorative benefits of several hours of conventional sleep without ever losing consciousness. Their minds are not passively shutting down, they are actively resetting. This active rest is crucial. Sleep scientists often note that the primary function of sleep is to clear metabolic waste products, particularly amyloid beta proteins, from the brain and consolidate memories. Monastic practices, particularly the combination of intense mental focus and slow, deliberate physical movement, appear to facilitate this clearing process while awake. The practice of kinhin, or walking meditation, involves mindful, slow walking, often performed between long periods of sitting meditation. This slow movement, coupled with focused breathing, balances the nervous system. It engages the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest mode, which is essential for physical repair, far more effectively than simply collapsing into bed after a day of stress and screen time. Furthermore, the monk's sleeping posture is often highly regulated. Many traditions, particularly within Theravada Buddhism, adhere to the lion's posture, Simhasana. This involves lying on the right side, with the head supported by the hand and the legs slightly bent. This posture is not merely symbolic, it has physiological benefits. Traditional medicine suggests lying on the right side aids digestion and places less pressure on the heart. More importantly, it keeps the practitioner slightly alert, preventing the descent into overly deep, heavy sleep, which is deemed an obstruction to their spiritual practice. The goal is not unconsciousness, but continuous, low-level awareness. They are sleeping mindfully. For some traditions, especially the martial arts-focused Shaolin monks, the sleep cycle is tied directly to intense physical conditioning. Shaolin monks often sleep even less than their purely contemplative counterparts, sometimes as little as 3 hours. Their technique involves maximizing the efficiency of recovery. Through rigorous training, they condition their bodies to enter restorative states instantly. The physical exhaustion is so complete that the transition from wakefulness to deep SWS is rapid and immediate, eliminating the wasted time spent tossing and turning that plagues the modern sleeper. The Shaolin body is trained to be a machine of maximum efficiency, requiring minimal downtime to repair damaged muscle tissue. But the most fascinating and perhaps least understood element is the intentional manipulation of body temperature and internal energy, particularly in Tibetan traditions. Practices like Tummo, inner heat yoga, involve specific breathing techniques and visualizations designed to generate intense internal heat. While often used for warmth in freezing Himalayan environments, Tummo and similar practices are also powerful tools for autonomic nervous system control. By learning to consciously regulate the body's core functions, heart rate, respiration, and temperature, monks gain unparalleled access to the parasympathetic nervous system, allowing them to force the body into a state of profound rest and repair at will. They are not waiting for sleep to happen. They are commanding their bodies to enter recovery mode. The 4-hour rule, however, is not a universal mandate for all monks, nor is it a guarantee of eternal vitality. It is an ideal, a consequence of profound spiritual dedication. The Vinaya allows for flexibility based on health and age, recognizing that the human body has limits. The real breakthrough isn't the number 4, but the mastery of the restorative process. They have learned to compress the necessary elements of sleep, SWS and REM, into highly dense, high-quality blocks of time. If we compare the monk's typical 4-hour sleep cycle with a modern person's 8-hour cycle, the difference often boils down to sleep latency and quality. The average modern sleeper takes 30 minutes to fall asleep, wakes up multiple times, and spends significant time in light, non-restorative sleep stages due to stress, blue light exposure, and poor diet. The monk, through focused practice, likely achieves near zero sleep latency. They are asleep almost instantly, and their sleep is almost entirely composed of high-quality deep rest phases, maximized by their earlier periods of zazen. The monastic environment itself plays a crucial, often overlooked role. Monasteries are environments of low sensory input. There are no buzzing phones, no flashing screens, no deadlines looming. The rhythm of the day is governed by natural light and the sound of the bell. This consistent, low-stress environment eliminates the neurological noise that keeps the modern mind hyper-aroused. When the mind is free from the constant burden of processing external stimuli and navigating complex social stress, it requires significantly less downtime to reset. The monk is not fighting against their environment, they are harmonizing with it. Furthermore, the very purpose of their wakefulness is different. For the monk, every moment of the day, whether sitting, walking, chanting, or performing chores, is a meditative practice. Their minds are constantly engaged in mindfulness, preventing the mental drift and emotional turmoil that exhausts the typical person. We often mistake mental exhaustion, the feeling of being overwhelmed by tasks, decisions, and worries, for physical exhaustion. By maintaining a state of mindfulness, monks drastically reduce this mental fatigue, meaning their bodies require less sleep to compensate for cognitive burnout. The ancient texts often describe the highest states of meditative absorption, known as jhana in Buddhism. Practitioners who achieve these states report feeling intensely energized, experiencing profound bliss, and a complete cessation of the need for sleep or food. While not every monk achieves this level, The pursuit of jhana is the driving force behind the minimized sleep schedule. The goal is to transcend the biological limitations of the body by achieving a continuous, restorative awareness that renders conventional sleep unnecessary. The 4 hours of sleep are simply a concession to the physical vehicle, a minimal maintenance requirement, not the primary source of rest. The true secret to the monk's ability to thrive on 4 hours of sleep is not a single hack or genetic mutation. It is a holistic system of integrated discipline. It is the synergy between diet, rigorous physical training, a low-stress environment, and crucially, the ability to utilize meditation as a form of ultra-efficient conscious rest. They have effectively blurred the line between waking consciousness and restorative sleep, utilizing techniques like Zazen and Tummo to achieve deep physiological restoration while remaining sentient. The 4-hour cycle is merely the visible outcome of mastering the autonomic nervous system and achieving profound mental control. They teach us that sleep is not just a duration, it is a state of being, and that quality, when optimized through conscious practice, can drastically outweigh mere quantity. While few of us can abandon our careers and responsibilities to join a monastery, the principles employed by these masters of rest hold powerful lessons for the modern world. We may not be able to function optimally on 4 hours, but we can certainly learn to prioritize quality over quantity. The monk's path encourages us to integrate moments of NSDR throughout our busy days. Even a 10-minute focused meditation or mindful breathing exercise can significantly reduce the cumulative stress that demands excessive nighttime sleep. By cleaning up our environment, simplifying our diets, and treating our mental state with the same rigorous discipline the monks apply to their practice, we can reduce our sleep latency, increase the density of our deep rest phases, and fundamentally change our relationship with fatigue. The ultimate goal is not to sleep less, but to live more, awake, present, and fully restored. What element of the monk's routine surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to learn more about applying ancient wisdom to modern life, make sure you watch our video on the Stoic principles for productivity next. Thank you for watching.